All right, Counter Punch Boxing, the one and only Counter Punch Boxing, okay, the OG, right? The Count. Here tonight to bring you another great video, as always, right? You gotta admit, my videos are pretty damn good, okay? They're getting better and better as we go. I'm gonna start doing editing stuff like that, but all right. We're going to go over each and every detail. But let me back up. Back it up. First, I'm gonna tell you what I think. Then I'm gonna read a couple of headlines to you, breaking news, headline news, whatever, all concerning the trilogy, right? All right, so yeah, we'll do it that way. So, all right, like I said, we're gonna go over each and every detail, leaving no rock unturned. The latest, the greatest updates on the Gennady Golovkin Canelo trilogy. First and foremost, do you want to see it? Right? Do you want to see it a third time or not? And that's the thing. That's a big question. I even took a poll in my group on Facebook. Check it out, Counterpunch Boxing. Not the like page. People keep going to the damn like page. It's the group, Counterpunch Boxing. The group. There's a difference. So I put up a poll, and we'll go over that in just a little bit. So, but like I said, first and foremost, do you want to see it again? Do you want to see it a third time? If you do, you came to the right place. If you don't, listen anyway, right? You don't have anything better to do tonight. Just kick back and listen. All right, let's kick it off. Okay. I was listening to an interview, right? Oscar De La Hoya, he was on like some radio station in New York. He said they have reserved the T-Mobile Arena for Cinco de Mayo Day, Cinco de Mayo, May 14th, okay? And it was definitely open to the idea of a Triple G rematch, okay? He seemed very excited about it. But we're also hearing Mayweather, Money Mayweather, right, might try to secure that date for a Pacquiao rematch, because we know Mayweather is always trying to upstage Golden Boy promotion or Top Rank, just like he tried to do during the first Canelo Triple G fight, by fighting, what's his name, Conor McGregor, and that's what he likes to do, he likes to compete, and if Golden Boy, if Golden Boy puts on a trilogy, there's no way in hell Mayweather is going to fight Pacquiao on Cinco de Mayo Day, but he might try to announce the date, at a different venue before the Canelo Triple G rematch has been announced, because that would basically ruin any chance of the trilogy happening, on Cinco de Mayo Day. It's basically a silent auction, right? A competition between two promotional companies, and you kind of determine what one promoter is going to do by watching what the other promoter does. So I'm kind of waiting to see what Mayweather announces, who does, or maybe Pacquiao, who knows? Like somebody needs to make a damn announcement first and quick, because if they want to secure that date, because you can't have two big events like that on the same day. I mean, could you imagine, like maybe one at, I don't know, Madison Square Garden, or who knows, in the Philippines or whatever, and then another big event, a Golovkin Canelo trilogy on the same night. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So, it's kind of a race to who announces it first, I think. Now, let's switch gears. Most people believe Triple G won the first fight, myself included. A lot of people believe he won the second fight, myself included, although Canelo believes he won both fights. And we're going to get into some of the contract details here in a minute. And he says now they have all the power, they have all the control. And in my mind, there's only one thing that would take some of that power and control away, and that's if Gennady Golovkin signs with DAZN, okay, which I think he's going to do. Maybe by signing with DAZN, he could get himself a little leverage, maybe a little bargaining power, and perhaps it would put a little pressure on Canelo, considering they would both be fighting on the same platform, so there's no excuse not to fight Triple G. Now, Triple G met with DAZN last week, so we should get, I don't know, some kind of announcement probably soon. But regardless of what, whatever these people are going to do, they need to make up their damn mind. Like I said, the clock is ticking. We got, about 4 months, right? We got, what do we have here? January, February, March, April, then May. So, about 4 months. So typically, they need at least 3 to 4 months to adequately promote a fight. So I'm hoping we get it pretty soon, because, I don't know. Look, if it goes on, if we don't hear anything by the end of January, then, you're not going to get the trilogy. So, now, like I said, Canelo, like I said, he went on record. He said he's not interested in a third fight because he's already beat him twice. But we know, look, I know, that's all talk, right? If the money is right, if the fans want it, if the fans demand it, it'll happen. But honestly, I don't hear or see like the boxing fans really pushing for a trilogy, right? It seems like Oscar De La Hoya is incredibly excited, in the trilogy. He told me that directly to my face in Houston. I had a chance to talk with Oscar after one of the weigh-ins, and he told me directly, he wants the trilogy. So, I don't know. We just got to wait on, I guess, Canelo or whoever to get on board. Like someone needs to do something. But I don't know. I kind of think Canelo's probably trying to let Golovkin get old. That's what I think. Honestly, look. I'll be honest. I'll be real. I think if I will be shocked if he takes on Golovkin in May. Okay, if he does, then hey, my hat's off to him. But I don't know. I think he's going to try to wait him out at least another year. So. At least, but look, I believe this fight deserves a rival, or this rival. Let me say, this rivalry deserves a rematch, right? I thought back to like Pacquiao, Bradley, like these trilogies that didn't really deserve it, right? You can go back in history, and there's a lot of them that there are some that were good, but if there's any two guys that ever needed a trilogy in boxing, it's Golovkin and Canelo. You got most people believing he lost. It shouldn't have been a draw. The second fight, a lot of people felt Golovkin won. You had, I guess, a considerable amount that thought Canelo won. A lot of people had it a draw. I thought Golovkin won, but I would have been okay with a draw. You guys know how I feel about it because, that's how I saw it. But now let's switch it up a little bit. I want to talk about the way boxing fans react when I say anything positive about Canelo, right? Just anything at all. It's kind of like a repeat of the whole Mayweather-Pacquiao days when everyone hated Mayweather, and if you said anything positive about Mayweather, you would get destroyed on any social media platform. It seems like Canelo has become the new Mayweather. It's like he's the new villain of boxing. I gave Canelo a few compliments, over the past week or so, and I've actually had people leave my boxing group or unsub from my channel. It's crazy. It's crazy. When I give Canelo any kind of praise, it is strictly based on his boxing ability. He could be a robot for all I care. I'm only talking about the boxing. I said I think Canelo beats Gennady Golovkin in a trilogy. I did. I said I think Canelo will beat him in a trilogy. Why? Because it's like he's untouchable. And I said, I think Canelo's untouchable, and people got pissed off at me. I think, he's got the judges, the referee, the money, the power, the belts. Like, he's got it all now, right? The only way you're beating Canelo is if you knock him out. And I would even question that. Who knows? Like, they might throw the lights in the damn venue, and next thing you know, Canelo's got a double or something, or some guy will pop out from underneath the stage, like some WWE shit. Like, I feel like it's like impossible to beat this dude right now, okay? And that's truthfully, what I feel, and that's what I meant, and I will say he is improving with each and every fight. Okay, that's another thing. He is undeniable. So, let's see. Let's get to. Oh, by the way, here's the the poll. I said Gennady Golovkin, Canelo 3, May 2019. According to Oscar De La Hoya, do you want to see it? Be honest. Now, and this is recent. So we had 46 people. Yes, they want to see a rematch. 28 said no. And then I wrote, well, it depends. Only 3 people, they said, yeah, it depends. It depends on a lot of things. Like for me, I would probably select it depends. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on when and where and how. I want all the details. So, it just shows you a little bit about, what the boxing public thinks. So, before, you had like 80-90% of the people, they wanted that rematch. Okay, they wanted it. Now it seems to be like maybe 2/3 of the people. So it seems to be like, or not 2/3, but maybe like, maybe half rather, that actually want to see a trilogy. So, the numbers have diminished, so we'll see. We'll see. Now, Daniel Jacobs, Billy Joe Saunders, the Charlo brothers, they're all going to get it, okay? Oscar De La Hoya told TMZ Sports last week, it's not a problem. Canelo fights the best. That's it. And regarding an intimate Gennady Golovkin trilogy fight, De La Hoya said, is he going to fight Golovkin again? Yeah, whenever we say he's going to fight him again, we call the shots. Canelo beat him, so if he's going to fight him, it's going to be when we say. Wow, okay. Now, this goes on, but these are talking about possible opponents. Daniel Jacobs, Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, Billy Joe Saunders, and, of course, Gennady Golovkin. They're talking about possible opponents. Now, right here. He had won the first fight. There would have been no rematch. Although now this is like I just learned this tonight. Like I told you guys, I'd bring you a little bit of information on the contract. Although I thought Canelo edged Golovkin 11 rounds, Golovkin over 24 rounds seemed to have the best of Canelo. Yet it's Alvarez who received the massive contract and is the biggest star in the sport at the moment. Now what they're talking about is how the odds are stacked against Gennady Golovkin. Meaning, if Golovkin would have won the first fight, Canelo had a rematch clause, okay? If Golovkin would have won. But if Canelo would have won, Gennady Golovkin had no rematch clause. Now, we all heard that. We all knew that. And I challenge you guys and a lot of people to name one fight in history where you have, you know, a guy holding 3 of the 4 major belts that has to, you know, lay down and take this kind of shit, right? I mean, I've never heard of a challenger, right? You know, someone like Canelo, you know, fighting for the belts that could make such demands. To say, oh, well, you know, if I win, I don't have to give you a rematch, but if you win, you have to give me a rematch. I mean, what? Could you imagine? Like, that's the kind of shit like some diva champion says. I mean, Canelo went into the negotiations as a champion, like, in his mind. So, you know, it says right here, and I won't read the whole thing, but here, yeah, let me get to it. Okay, right here. Canelo would get an immediate rematch with Golovkin after the first fight if Canelo wanted one. Okay, translated, that meant Golovkin had to beat Canelo twice to solidify his spot as the world's top middleweight. Had Canelo won the first fight, there would have been no rematch. Wow, right? Blew my mind away. So, and again, here's Oscar saying, is Canelo going to fight Golovkin and De La Hoya? Yeah, whenever we say he's going to fight him again, we call the shots. You know, Canelo beat him, blah, blah, blah. I mean, crazy. Gennady Golovkin will be 37 in April. Should Canelo versus Triple G happen, it will happen in May 2020. Golovkin will be 38, and who knows how active fight-wise he'll be, you know, from now until then. Okay, so yeah, think about that. If we get it in 2020, Golovkin will be 38 years old, people. 38 years old. So, you know, I kind of think that's what we're going to get. I kind of think we're going to get that 2020 trilogy, you know, if I had to predict. But like I said a minute ago, I will be incredibly shocked if we get, you know, the Cinco de Mayo, May 4th, you know. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'll leave it at that. You know, like I said, you know, I don't like Canelo. I want to talk about this just another minute. I don't like Canelo for a lot of the wrapped gloves, the corruption, the failed drug test, the cheating, you know, the gift decisions. I mean, all of that, you know, pulling guys up all the way back to Josito Lopez, you know, pulling them up to challenge him at light and middleweight. You know, there's a ton of reasons. The Canelo catchweights with Angulo, Erislandy Lara, you know, just all of it, right? You know, waiting until Miguel Cotto was older, you know, to win the belt, the WBC, then vacate the belt instead of fighting Gennady Golovkin back then. I mean, there's a ton of reasons. I could go on and on and on and on. When I make the compliment about him, I'm referring to leather, to gloves, to boxing. That's it. Okay, I mean, just put a black circle on his face. I'm not, you know, specifically praising Canelo, you know, and in my mind, I'm always honest. I'm telling you guys, I think he'll beat him in a trilogy. Okay, I really do. You know, I feel like he's getting better and better with every fight, and I see Golovkin on the decline, and it's just not enough to win a decision. And either that or he's got to knock him out. You know, he's not going to win a damn decision. He's never going to get a fair shake against Canelo. It's not happening. You know, especially now, you know, being the, you know, the whole DAZN thing and all that, you know, they're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. So, you know, I'll leave it at that, guys. But what do you think? Do you want to see it? You know, do you want to see the trilogy? And if you do, you know, you want it May 4th or when? I mean, it could be at the end of 2019. That's another possibility, and I think that's probably a little bit more realistic, you know, probably the end of 2019, or like I said, when Golovkin's an old ass man in 2020. So what do you think? Leave it below.